Hello everyone, Phoenix Builder here, and welcome back to another Phoenix Moment here on Mondays, where we talk about everything that happened last week. Oh boy. And everything's going to happen this week. So first off, before I get started in anything, I want to offer an apology to Mr. Josh99. I took his comment out of context, and it was simply because the comment that followed it, I didn't take it for what it was, which was to be informative. I took it as negative, and that I didn't know what I was talking about. When I knew in my head what I was talking about, and I knew that it fixed the see-through problem, I wasn't understanding what he was saying. And now I do. After his video, I physically see what he's talking about, and see that there's another way in the way he was talking about it. So I apologize, Josh99. I don't expect you to accept apology, but it's there. I don't even expect you to watch this, to be honest with you, after how I acted, but it's there. So if you accept it, thank you, sir. If not, I'm sorry. I really can't say anything else other than that. I don't take it back the rating I gave the mod, simply because he admitted himself that the model was not finished. So the model's not finished, the mod's not finished, and that's really the point I was trying to drive across, is an unfinished mod. I even said that I think the mod has extreme potential, because the model itself looks extremely nice, and I can't wait to see it actually finished. There's certain things I loved about it. There's certain things I disliked about it, like the handling. I'm not a fan of the handling, but that's not gonna make or break a mod. You know, the thing that I really disliked was the fact that there was no interior. There really was nothing except the outer shell of a Blazer, which again looked good. Just needed it. Once the model itself is complete, I'm pretty sure it's gonna look a whole hell of a lot better. And I think that myself and everyone involved in that mod can agree, once the model is done, the mod itself is going to look a whole hell of a lot better. For example, one of the things I really liked about it was the fact that they're baking on like the decals and stuff. A lot of people would just, when they want something in their back window, they just throw an ad strip in there instead of actually taking the time to bake it into the model. And that's one thing they're doing, which I can't say enough how much better it looks than just ad stripping it. So, you know, I don't take back what I rated it. Would I word what I said differently? Yes. But, you know, at the end of the day, it is an unfinished mod. Josh99, who is making the model, said it was unfinished, and that's why I rated it the rating I rated it. And apparently, another situation I ran into is makeshift modding. The guy gave me the GMC. He wanted me to pull mods down because he feels that I trashed his mod, which again, I don't understand how I trashed his mod. I just pointed out some things that could be fixed. A lot of these younger modders, and I'm not saying he's like young, I'm saying he's new to modding. He himself said he's learning. So I try not to be like, hey, everything's great, it looks awesome, it's perfect, because there's no perfect mod out there. There's a lot of great mods, but even in the best of mods, you can find imperfections. And by me saying, "Oh, everything is awesome," I'm not pointing out what can be fixed, what can make it even, a step further. And a lot of people, and this happened to me before actually, where I had a modder that wanted to have me release mods, and then when I told them, when I did the mod spotlight and pointed out the problems, they were upset. And they think that because I agree to do the mod spotlight, I'm immediately gonna be like, yeah, everything's awesome. But there's always room for improvement, if that makes sense. And I said in the video, it's a really good start for a first mod. And I don't know how else I can. The only thing I remember being disrespectful about, which I have a terrible memory, and you can ask Tough that we've had conversations before that I remember none of. I don't even remember the topic being brought up. So I don't remember much about the video. I don't remember, and I don't want to go back and rewatch it, because then it just opens up that can of worms. It makes me think of how really embarrassed I am about what transpired last week. So the only thing I actually remember saying, which could be taken disrespectful, was I'm not going to make a video for this, which, when you say it the way I said it, sounds completely disrespectful, but that's not what I meant by it. When I'm recording videos like I had to do multiple videos that night, so I was in a hurry to get videos done. If you guys saw, the quality of the videos were very lackluster. It's because I was in a hurry to record them, and my mind was racing at that moment. And then as I'm doing the mod, as I'm going over it, I'm thinking, okay, maybe I don't have enough time to do it. So let's just say, hey, I'm not going to make a video of this. And I probably should. I know I should have worded it different. Like, what? I don't have time to make a video on this, so we're just gonna put the link here. So I apologize if you feel that was trashing. That's not how it was meant. I do criticize mods harder than a lot of other people will, because I feel like people need to hear the feedback in order to understand. And a lot of people would just say, "Oh yeah, this mod's awesome. I love it. It's great," and not point out that, hey, the friction scale could be adjusted a little bit so you're not sliding all around, or hey, your lights were a little bit off. You go back in and move your lights, or hey, I noticed that. I'm trying to think of other examples. I can't really off the top of my head. When you don't point stuff out like that, modders, and Tough's the same way, and you can ask Tough. I've been super critical of especially stuff that I've done, he's done, and the rest of the Outcast Posse's done, because I don't want them to put something out that's subpar. I want them to put out the best they can do. And that's my mindset. I don't think of it as me trashing mod. It's me trying to give pointers to a up and coming modder. And like the best one I can think of is, there was a guy a while back, like earlier on in my YouTube career, that wanted me to do the same thing that Makeshift Modding did. He wanted me to release some mods through my channel for him, and when I did, they pretty much were right out of SketchUp, and they were good attempts, and I actually think I gave him 3 out of 5s, and he got upset the same way the Makeshift Modding got upset about it. And I wanted me to pull it's like history repeats itself. And and all that. And then, I said right out here, he's learning how to mod. It was a good attempt at a first mod. There's a lot of positive things, just some things need to be gone back and worked on it. It would be a great mod. And instead of listening to that, he was upset by it, and he didn't see it that way. But now he's off making some of the coolest mods I've ever seen. And he's part of Unknown B and B modding, which, if you guys have visited their page lately, know they're putting out some really cool stuff. Of course, it's a bigger group. That's one thing I always recommend for people that are learning, is to get into a group, because you're not gonna learn things you need to know on your own. You're gonna have to have somebody there to help you along the way. And he's now in a part of a group, and the group has really released some really cool stuff. And I'm proud to say that, though he won't admit it, he actually learned something from that situation. So that's my mindset. Maybe I should rethink it, and not rethink my mindset. Think about what I say before I say it. And so on and so forth. I am very anti my rating system. I have told people that time and time again. I don't like my rating system. It's very broken. There's not a fine line between what is supposed to be a fun mod and why I rate it higher than something that's actually a work mod that gets a lower rating. There's really no definition there. And I really need to go back to it. And a lot of people, at one point in time, I did want to remove it. I did actually do a video where I just pulled the rating system out altogether, and the same people who are now upset with what I rated their mod told me to put it back in. So I don't know. I'm like, damned if I do, damned if I don't. But moving forward, I'm gonna really think about how I word stuff and try to be constructive, or make it better understandable as constructive criticism instead of negative criticism, if that makes any sense. I know it doesn't, because it doesn't make sense to me, but it's the best way I can put it. So the other thing I want to address is Friday nights and Sunday mornings, things got out of control when it came to my moderators. I've had a lot of people walk away because the moderators timed them out for something that wasn't so serious, or had people get banned for something that wasn't so serious. So here's the deal that I'm offering. I'm here asking for a second chance from my subscribers, and in return I'm giving everybody else a second chance that might have been banned for some reason. Me and Tuff have put our heads together, and Monty is really leading the charge to totally revamp the way we run our chats. A lot of times people get banned and I don't even know why. Like, for example, I got an email one time from Winston because his message got removed, and I didn't even know he had put a message. So we're attempting to revamp the way our modders handle certain situations. And with that, I'm also, if you guys have been banned from my chat before and would like to be unbanned, all you have to do is shoot me a message with a link to your YouTube channel. Please include the link to your YouTube channel, because it will make it so easy for me. I have to actually go to your channel and unban you. There's no ban list for me, so I can't just magically go in and unban everyone. I have to actually go to your channel and unban you. So please send me your link, and I will unban, no questions asked, and you'll be able to participate. Now, are there still rules in place? Yes. We ask that you don't. You try to keep it PG-13. We don't keep it PG-13 by no means. That rule's really in place there to keep it from people coming in FD, F, every word out of their mouth, the F word. We don't want to read that. So, I know a lot of other people don't read it, don't want to read it. When we use foul language in our streams, it's not every other word out of our mouth, and it's meant to be humor. It's not meant to there's some people that, and you all know, you have that one friend that just loves the F word and thinks the F word can describe anything. So we don't want that type of conversations to be going on in the chat. So we try it. We loosely throw the PG-13 out there. You're not gonna, if you drop the F-bomb, here and there, you're not gonna be, your message ain't gonna be deleted or anything. So don't worry about that. Just understand that if you do come in using a lot of foul language repeatedly, your messages will more than likely get deleted. If you keep on doing it after being asked to stop, then you'll be put in timeout. There will be no more bans. We're not banning people anymore. That's being tossed out the window. We're just going to keep people in timeouts if they don't, they continually break the rules. Another rule is no self-promoting. That's the one thing I kind of stick to, because I don't like my chat being filled up with, hey, go look at my channel. There's a lot of people that just troll other channels to get subscribers. To me, if you want subscribers, put out good content. That's all I've done. That's how I've grown. There's no magic bean that you can place on your channel and grow overnight. If so, I'd have a pocket full of beans right now, and room smelling like terrible gas. But put good content and you'll get subscribers. Don't go trolling other people's. Now, if you want me to check out your channel, feel free to message me or something. But if a moderator sees you promoting your channel in my chat, they'll delete your message. And if you continue to do it, then you'll be timed out, like I said. And that goes for other people. Don't go come in and promote other people's channels, because it's just rude. It really is. Trying to think what other. No excessive emojis or caps. That's to keep you out of trouble with Nightbot. Nightbot really likes to hammer people on the emojis and the caps. So if you don't want Nightbot, which he can be scary sometimes, coming after you, just watch the excess. I think he allows 2 emojis per type. So if you put 3 up there, he's gonna nail you. Unfortunately, there's no way for me to adjust that. It's in the bot program. So yeah. I don't really know what else there is rule-wise. I don't even know my own rules, because I don't really follow them that much. So yeah. Oh, be respectful to the other people. That's one thing we do really try to strictly enforce. If you come in being a butthead to somebody, it kind of kills the mood. Fridays, Saturdays, now Sundays are meant to be pull up a chair, kick back, and watch the shenanigans that me and my friends get into, because that's really what it is. That is us on a daily basis, and we're putting a show on for you when we live stream. Well, not really putting on a show. We're just being ourselves. So come chill out with us. Keep us company while we're doing some of the dumbest things you can think of. I understand there's going to be, people, like, look at what I've done. There's going to be problems. I understand. But, chill out. Have fun with us. That's really the point of our live streams. I think that's about it. I want to touch on that subject. Another subject I want to touch on is, for those of you that are interested in ATF mods, the modding, the forum is no more. They've shut up shop. They're done modding for the public as a group. Now, James, the guy who runs ATF Gaming, the channel, he's gonna be releasing through his channel and through a Facebook page he's got set up. So there is a little bit of light in the situation. James is still gonna be releasing. So his YouTube would be down below if you guys want to check out his mods. Unfortunately, though, everybody else that was a part of the ATF moniker that I know of has shut down shop for now, which sucks. It really does, and I think that's why it's so tiresome when it comes to drama about farming sim mods, is because I'm seeing great modders just shut up shop because of dumb stuff. And after a while, it wears on you. I mean, like ATF, they were putting out some really cool car and pickup mods, and now they're gone. They've completely shut up. And I know I'm gonna get a ton of comments now, like, where can I get this? Where can I get that? And people demanding me take down the video because it's one mod in there is no longer available, and that leads to the mental exhaustion. So again, it's not an excuse. It's just trying to explain to you guys really what I go through on a daily basis. Now that I've had a break, I'm hoping that I'm not like a powder keg anymore, if that makes sense. So again, give me a second chance, just like I'm giving you a second chance, guys, and let's use this channel as an example of mending wounds in this farming sim community, because that's really what I'm trying to do here, and just trying to help out. So that's going to do it for today, guys. If you liked the video, be sure to leave a like down below. If you guys want to see more Farming Simulator Phoenix moments, be sure to click subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.